All right, guys, if you like fast cars, explosions, and fast women, then I encourage you to watch episode 61 of Warehouse B on the other side of this intro. It's next. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Warehouse B. I am Andrew. With me today is Kenny. What's going on?
Oh, boy. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, last night we didn't know what video we were going to do for this episode, and I was like, man, Death Race looks equally fun and terrible at the same time. Let's do that one. And so we've not really discussed it between the two of us yet.
No, and we like fun and terrible.
Yeah. What was that one we did? American Cyborg. That was fun and terrible.
Yeah, it was.
The movie in question today is Death Race 2000 from 1975, directed by Paul Bartel. And it's Roger Corman New World Pictures production. And that's usually a stamp of quality, just like Canon or Troma or something like that. When you get New World Pictures on something, I believe they're behind all the Piranha movies. And yeah, we love those. This movie was made for about $300K, brought in $14 million in the North American box office. And this was a fun and wild movie. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. That doesn't mean it's good, but I did enjoy it more than I thought I was going to. What say you?
Right. This was a first-time watch for me. I don't know if you had seen it before or not.
No.
I've watched the spawns of this. You know, the
Statham's,
the Death Race movies of late, in the last 20 years, those spawned from this. A little more high quality graphics and maybe less bloody. This movie, it was wild. It's silly as hell. The way the cars move, and the way it's shot sometimes is, I was giggling quite a bit.
Where they crank the camera speed just a little bit. So
yeah, or they're making sharp turns in those cars, and it's just.
Which I read that those were actually Volkswagen chassis that they built those on.
Really?
So yeah, so they got a pretty short wheelbase. So yeah, they were kind of squirreling all over the road in this movie.
Oh yeah, they was. Machine Gun Joe, old Sylvester's car, man, the fakest looking knife on the front of it. Yeah. So, speaking of just bad graphics, I mean, this movie has it. This movie's got a lot of bad graphics. It is fun. Usually, I look at a movie especially like a poster. So, like if you look up a movie and I look at the poster and I'm just like, oh God. Most of the time, my instinct is right on this. But because you look at this poster, I looked at it and I was just like, dude, this is terrible. Why did I agree to do this? Because it's going to be like an hour and 30 minutes of my life that I can't get back. But no, it was fun. I mean, we like silly,
cheesy,
corny. We like it all.
For those who haven't seen it, I'll try to break it down with as few spoilers as I can. It's sometime off in the future, I guess 2000, and they've got this race that they do. It's this death race where they're going from New York to LA, but they try to cause as much collateral damage and pick up, road kills as much as they can. Men are less, women are more, children and paraplegics and old people are worth a ton of points. And it's a satire on violence, basically, is what it is. The 70s were very violent. You look at like Last House on the Left and movies like that, The Hills Have Eyes. This was kind of satiring stuff like that, just the blood and guts and gore. But You got a pretty good cast in this. David Carradine, who I'll get to it when I get to my cons. He's Frankenstein in this. I'm not the biggest David Carradine fan, but he was big coming off of the Kung Fu series. And I read somewhere they didn't have enough money to pay him his fee, so he got 10% of the gross. He made a lot of money. This thing made like $14 million. So off this little bitty cheap movie for Roger Corman, he made a lot of money. Stallone's in this as Machine Gun Joe, and he steals the show for me. Like, it's bad when you're cheering the bad guy because he's so much cooler than the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he had one of the best lines in this movie. I got it here so I can recite it verbatim. You know, Myra, some people might think you're cute, but me, I think you're very one large baked potato. This is the year before Rocky, and just hearing him do that line cracked me up. Thank God for Rocky, because he would have been like typecast as a heavy forever after this film.
Yes. Yeah. Rocky saved him for sure.
Martin Cove is in this. He was in Karate Kid. He is the bad guy, Kreese. And, he was also in, First Blood Part 2. He's not in the movie very long, but those are your major.
He's still going.
Yeah.
He's in the Karate Kid, not Karate Kid. Yeah, Cobra Kai series. So
yeah. He's a good bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are basically trying to get to L.A., and you texted me as you were watching this about the Western Mountains right as they get outside of New York, and just how funny and fake that was.
Yeah, it's just, that was the first thing I noticed. It's like they're just left the Manhattan Tunnel, and it shows them buzzing along the roads, and that is 100% California in the background. We talked. Upstate New York has mountains. They don't have mountains like that.
No,
that was California. But that's just one of the many silly things in this movie, and that's kind of what makes it fun. Yeah.
Between that and you've got this revolutionary group. Frankenstein's navigator is actually secretly a double agent. She's part of that group. And they're trying to sabotage the race. At one time, they put up this fake tunnel, and one of the was it Cleopatra? Is that who? I can't remember who the character was. Drives through it and goes off a cliff. But yeah, there's all kinds of just silly plot points like that throughout this movie.
It was Matilda.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Nazi chick. That's who it was. It's right in your face in this movie. They don't hold back.
No, one of the first, like in the very beginning, in the stadium, and you see this guy, and he's got one of them little flags. He's twirling. It's a damn Nazi flag.
I thought the same thing.
Like, what the hell? Like, can you imagine today, anywhere, if somebody was sitting in a crowd and they had a little Nazi flag? Like,
yeah, this was like, what do they call it? The United Provinces of America or something in this movie. It's like in a alternate future.
But still, man, that's a dicey move because they were only like
30 years,
25 years removed of Hitler.
Yeah,
I mean that's a bold move. I think.
Yeah,
like you said, the things were wild.
They took a lot of chances in this movie. The deaths I just loved. Gratuitously hitting people, running people over. Joe runs over his own pit crew. They go outside this elderly hospital, and they're setting people outside for the racers to run over so they can score points and euthanize these people. And I was just howling. I'm like, that's hilarious.
And touching on the gore, there's a lot of cool kills. It's gory, but at the same time, not.
It's
I
funny.
thought like
they do it in a funny way.
It's funny. So like when Machine Gun Joe, he runs over like his own pit crew guy's head, it just explodes like a watermelon, and you would expect there to be more blood and stuff, but there's not. There's still some, but that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Like it should just like blood splatter and stuff everywhere. Instead, it looks like a watermelon getting crushed.
Yeah. There's some really creative kills. One of the girls, her navigator's outside underneath the car, and one of the other guys, is it Frankenstein that comes by, and runs over his head while he's underneath the car looking at it. That one made me laugh.
Another one belonged to Machine Gun Joe, where he has that encounter with that fisherman.
Yes.
And the fisherman thought he was Frankenstein the whole time. It was like, you got about
a minute and
30 seconds to live. And he chases him down in this, runs over him, and then spins out on him.
Yeah.
And so you get that blood mixed with the water a little bit. And again, you would expect there to be more blood just shooting out of there like a rooster tail, and there's not.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's pretty funny.
The humor in this movie is really, really good. I appreciated that. It's almost like a dark comedy at times.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any favorite scenes in this movie besides the ones we've already talked about?
Well, one of my favorite scenes is terrible graphics. They're at the beginning, which I messaged you about instantly.
Yeah.
It shows the crowd of people in the stadium, and then it shows like the background. Looks like a screensaver on a computer. It's not. Nothing's moving. It's fake as hell. And it'll cut away from that, and about 7 minutes later, it goes back to it, and there's what seems to be a subway train going across the deal. And I cannot explain what that looks like. It does not look like a subway train. It's just this. It sticks out like a sore thumb because everything else is so fake and still.
I'll have to go back and watch it. I think I missed that.
It's so bad, man. But no, I loved that. I loved the scene, which it had me giggling. The bullfighter guy.
Oh yeah,
that just comes out of nowhere. Like, yeah,
yeah.
Like,
Or Jane, yeah,
yeah.
That was
that one had me giggling. I even rewinded it to watch that.
As far as cons to this movie, I just, the 70s were a wild time, and you got David Carradine, and to me, he just doesn't look like a leading man. I know he was a big star back then. They got him teamed up with Annie, and I'm like, they do that whole, pre-sex scene where they're naked, and it's like, I don't buy that she would be into him. I don't care how famous he is.
No, and honestly, his character is Frankenstein. To me, that fits him well because I'm not a fan of him either. And he's almost robotic.
Yeah.
Like, he has no charisma or anything. I mean, the way he moves and the way he talks, and it's not just in this movie. Like, most of the stuff he's in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not an exciting actor.
No. So, he was okay, as a lead, as far as the acting part, but yeah, he was very monotone, and yeah, I just didn't buy that she would be into him no matter how famous he was. Stallone to me stole the show in this as Machine Gun Joe. And I'm a big Stallone fan, and that's not just bias. To me, his character just stood out way more.
It did, and he's goofy as hell. Like, some of the stuff he says is just so dumb.
Him yelling Frankenstein.
Yeah, you can't help but not laugh at him the whole time.
Yeah, that was. Besides that, some of the bad acting. Some of the acting was just so cheesy. The on the scene reporter guy, like when he got killed at the end of the movie, I cheered because he was just so bad.
Yes.
His dialogue, whoever wrote that, it was awful. Con-wise, the only other thing I can really think of, sometimes the blood in this movie looked orange to me. I don't know if it was just the transfer, but it was not very blood-like. That might have added to the charm, the goofiness of the kills. But, yeah, it wasn't very lifelike.
That kind of goes back to what I was saying about the gore. There's gore, but at the same time, not the gore that we're used to, in the movies that we watch. There's a lot of like people getting impaled, the head exploding, but it looks like a watermelon or a cantaloupe. But yeah, I mean, that was cheesy, but it was also, funny at the same time. So,
looking at that poster, like you said, I had my doubts about this movie, but I knew it had a reputation as far as being a B movie, and I just hadn't seen it until now. And I'm kind of on the fence about what I'm going to rate it. because I was thinking the entire, going into it, maybe 2.5, 2 3/4. But I had fun, so I'm thinking it's like in that 3 range, like maybe right at.
Yeah. I could give it a 3. I think
Yeah.
3 is a solid score on a film like this. It's fun. I'm like you. I had never seen it. I knew that it had a cult following. Generally, I think we kind of fall into that cult range.
Yeah.
A little bit with some of the movies we like. Like critics don't. They're not high on a lot of the films that we like.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that.
I guess that's about all we have to say on Death Race 2000. Coming up next, Warehouse B number 62. I think me and Brandon had decided we're going to do Outland with Sean Connery. Which, have you seen that one?
I have not.
He's a marshal on a space station. It's a fun movie, and it's kind of like a Western in space. So we're going to do that one next. And then I think next time me and you get together, we'd talked about, just like this, we'd talked about doing like an apocalypse versus maybe like Battle Truck versus the New Barbarians or something. Something Brandon would have no interest in. So,
right.
So I think next time you see me and Kenny, we'll probably be talking that one and maybe something else. So until then, guys, we'll see you down the line on the next Warehouse Beat.